Good afternoon everybody, my name is Gary Fisher and today I'm going to show you how to convert this simple IKEA LED kit into something that you can use in your setup. The kit comes at £11 all in. It's called the Ledberg and you can get it at any IKEA stores. What you get in the kit is several different pieces. You get 3 sections of LED. These are coated in perspex and are hollow inside, and they've got several LEDs in each individual one. The LEDs connect by just pushing each individual one to make either one long strip, or you can have just 3 individual small ones. In the kit you also get a power supply, which is connected in turn to an on-off switch, and then the plug which connects to the LEDs. All you would simply do is plug it in, push the LEDs in, the strips in like so, and then you can just simply switch it on. And there you go, you can see you've got LED light there. It's not as bright as what it would be obviously in a cage or anything like that, because we're currently in daylight conditions. What I'm also going to do is show you how to convert it to a dimmer using this LED simple controller, which in turn will be controlled by this remote control. What I'm going to do is remove this switch out of the circuit, put 2 jack connections either side of here so I can plug this remote control in, so it will control the LEDs. What I'm also going to do is to upgrade it to use this type of LED as well. This one's what I use currently in one of my test cages. This is in test cage 2 in 7-inch strips, and there's 2 of them either side of a double breeder. You've probably seen these already in some of the videos that I've done. I'm also going to convert it to use this type of LED as well. This is the single bank LED that I'm using in my first test cage, and I've got 4 of these in the double breeder, 2 in each side. So I'm going to also hopefully convert it to run those as well later on in this video. These LEDs come in strips like that, and you can buy them from various different places, eBay and the likes, but when you purchase them, if you're going to purchase these, please make sure you purchase the bright white ones. They come in at various different brightnesses, but you want the really bright white ones so that you can get the full capacity out of them. As there are only 7 LEDs in each one of these strips, whereas in something like that you can see there is 2 across each, and in a strip like that, 5 maybe 6-inch strip, you're probably going to get about 30 LEDs in that strip, so you can see that this is much brighter than this. Just showing you how they connect. All you would do is, once you've got it connected one side, by pushing in another strip, there you go, you've got another approximately 12 inches of LED connected there, and obviously again by uncoupling it you can just use the one LED. Okay, so enough for me for now. What I'm going to do is obviously cut out this switch and start the conversion process, and I'll be back later on in this video to show you the various different connections, dimmer and remote control that I've put in. Oh, just finally before I go, with this kit from IKEA you also get a pack of connections which allows you to, if it's a wooden cage, screw these plastic mounts to the top of your cage, and then you would simply just clip this type of LED into the top of your cage. So it's a pretty simple setup, and quite easy to convert as well. So let's get on with the process, and I'll come back soon. Okay, welcome back everybody. I've now removed the switch from the pack, and I've now connected one of these male and female connectors to each end where the switch was to replace it. So let's give it a go, see if it works. Let's connect it up, power it up, and see if the LEDs work. Okay, plug it in, and there you go. As you can see now, we've now got a straight connection through to the LED, and as before I can add and take away depending on how many LEDs I want on the strip. Again, you get 3 of these in the kit from IKEA. Right, what we're going to do now is move on to inserting the dimmer switch and controller, so we can remotely control these LEDs using a dimmer switch. So all we need to do is power it away, and because I've replaced the switch with these two 12-volt connectors, you can get these off eBay. They come in a pack, 5 in a pack, £2.80, get them next day delivery. So what I'm going to do now is insert into the circuit this LED controller, which should hopefully now be powered by the remote control. So let's put her in and see what happens. So all you do is put it between your 2 connectors. Let me just remove one of the strips just to make it a bit more simple. So as you can see now, we're in the place of the actual switch. Now we've got this LED controller, and now what I'm going to do is power it up. Hopefully it will come on, and there you go on. As before, your LEDs are now on. You can add and take away as you like, you can see there. But what you can do now is, because you've got this LED controller in the circuit, you can now use your remote control to power the LEDs. So as you can see, there's a red button here which is on and off, so if I just press that, there you go, LEDs go off. Press it again, on we come. And then as you can see on this remote control, there's various different things that you can do with it. There's a plus and minus key, so you can make it bright or dim with the key. There's straight 25%, straight to 50%, or back up to 100%. And you've also got various different modes on this remote control as well. Not that you would use it in conjunction with birds, because what it does, it makes the LEDs flash, go bright and dim. It does all sorts of things, does this control. But the main keys that I would use are these top ones here. So what I'll do, I'll put it down to 50% and see how it affects it. You can see now the LEDs have dimmed to 50%. I'll take it down to 25. And you can now see they've gone down to 25. Back up to 100%. There you go, up they come. What I can also do is, because I've got a plus and minus, I can emulate dusk to dawn, and just by pointing the LED at it and pressing the minus key, and you will see gradually it increments down until you get it to dusk conditions. And what you can do, if you wanted to, you could then just power it off using the remote control. Again, you can power it back on, it comes back to where it was, and then by pressing the plus key you can get it back up to its 100%. Okay, so that's the IKEA LED kit that you can purchase. The whole kit comes for £11, which I think is exceptional value. It comes with 3 strips of LED and also the connectors to connect them. What I'm going to do is move on to the actual LEDs that I use in my setup, because what I've done here is I've connected a short strip of the LEDs that I'm using in setup 2, just to give you an idea of the difference in brightness between the IKEA LED and the LEDs that I'm actually using in setup 2. So 2 minutes to connect it all up, and then away we go. So first of all, let's power it off. Okay, and we'll remove the IKEA LEDs from the setup. Just take it apart just to make it easy. And you can make these cables as long or as short as you want, depending on where you want to put them in your setup. And what we'll do now, we'll replace the IKEA LED with the actual one that I'm using in my setup. To give you an idea of the brightness. So okay, let's power it on to full power. And there you see, you can see that these LEDs, because there's 2 in each bank all the way along, are very, very bright. There you go, they are exceptionally white, even in daylight. You know, the condition of these LEDs are exceptionally white, and again, because they're only 12 volt, you can rub your hand along them. You won't get a shock because it's very low voltage. And again, you look at that now, shining it onto a surface, they are very bright. And as before with this controller, it's not the controller that I'm using in my setup, by the way. The one I've got is quite sophisticated, but this is something that will get you going if you want to use LEDs and try them out in your setup, and brightness and dimness and dusk till dawn. So let's reduce it to 50% and see what happens using the controller. And there you go, straight down to 50%. 25% using the controller, and down to 25%. You can see that gives you quite a nice cool light. The ones that I'm using as well have a rubber coating over the top. These are just as an example for today, but I use the ones that have the rubber coating over them so that you can clean them when they're in the cage or in your setup. You just rub them down with a cloth, and it really makes them easy to use. Let's go back up to 100%, and there we go. Look at the light that comes off that. And now I'm going to dim it down using the minus key. Dim it down bit by bit. There we go, look. Very cheap way of converting a kit that you get from IKEA to run LEDs in your setup. And you can run quite a substantial bank of these from this power supply with the controller. £4.99 off eBay. You get the remote control, and also you get the LED controller that goes with it. Just finally, just out of curiosity, I'll show you some of the modes that it's got. Like I say, you won't use these in your setup, I don't think. I don't think your birds will take to the flashing lights, but again, if you want to use it for another facility, you can do. And the different modes, all you do is you press the mode key. And there you go, you see. You're getting various different effects from a small strip of LEDs. And again, it has a light key there, green light key, and by pressing that it goes back straight to light, and you can reduce to 25, up to 50, 100%. Switch it off, disconnect it. The IKEA one back. Switch it on. And there you go. Okay, if anybody wants to try this out, and you want to try some of the LEDs that I use, I have quite a lot of offcuts of these because I get them from a supplier that fits them to the interior of various different pieces of equipment. Maybe I'll go up and take the offcuts off them. So if you want me to make you up a single strip that you can test, just drop me an email at Zebraman, zebrafinchforum.co.uk, and I'll make a strip up and bob them in the post for you. Okay, enough from me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please visit us on the forum. Thank you very much.